Do-Rag Wisdom here, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Y2K 20.10.30. Just 4 days till the election, and right now I'm preparing for the beginning or the ending. The music today is by Christopher Comita, and it's Rosemary's Baby. That's the movie I watch every Halloween. I mean, the main movie for Halloween. It's my Halloween's It's a Wonderful Life. No matter which way the election goes, and I hope it goes for Biden, we must all prepare for a new beginning or the tragic ending of our country. This election coming up is the most important election in our history. We've already been damaged by the Trump outrage, and given another term, the sociopath will be unbound and ready to do his ultimate worst. Because of the trauma I experienced in the Y2K election, I can't relax until every single vote is counted. And even if Biden wins, I can't relax until Trump is officially frog-walked out of the White House grounds and into the obscurity that he only deserves. In the meantime, please be aware of the following. 1. If you have not already voted by mail, it is now too late. Make sure you turn your ballot in person, or make sure you go to the polls on election day in person. Hopefully you're not going to get sick. 2. The election for Joe Biden must be a landslide. Must be a landslide, because the dictator Trump wants to delegitimize our elections. Be aware that the will of the people in our country only matters if we win the Electoral College and take back our courts. 3. For those undecided voters, the choice is quite simple. Do you want our rule of democratic constitutional law, or do you want a vicious dictatorship? 4. We not only have an election day, but also an election season. Please be aware, ladies and gentlemen and friends, that we may not know the winner of the election that night. We may not even know the winner until November or December. I mean, the late November, late December, maybe even early January. The CV-19 has thrown everything into turmoil, including how we vote. But coronavirus cannot stop us from voting. Only you can do that. Again, do not expect the final result on election day. Be patient. 5, and regarding the coronavirus, there's no returning to normal until there is a vaccine. There may not be a vaccine until this time next year. Yeah, that's right. Yep, the lockdowns and the threats to our health will continue into next year and maybe even beyond. How about 2022? And vaccines can't be made at warp speed, or else you end up with a warp speed death. We must adapt to survive this virus or die. We are under bombardment until we have the defense of a valid, viable, workable vaccine. I'm still in lockdown. I have pre-existing conditions. My wife has pre-existing conditions. So I'm on lockdown. I can't do anything except go down and shop. Try to exercise, because that's what you should be doing in your houses. If you're stuck at home like I am, you should be exercising and keeping yourself busy, because this is going to be mind-numbing. It's going to be beyond our belief. This is going to keep going on and on. Could be another 2 freaking years. Get ready. Buck up and hope that Biden wins. He'll have a program to get rid of this thing once and for all. 6. If Trump manages to get reelected, we must hope that the House will remain in the control of the Democrats with their additional control of the vital Senate. Trump will have a very difficult time appointing more scum to our courts than anything else if the Democrats control the entire legislative first branch of our government. And if he's reelected again, he's going to be impeached again. And this time, with the Democrats all in control, he'll be gone. 7. If Biden wins, be aware that the extremist white supremacist scum have been given legitimacy by Trump. They must be pushed back into the sewers from whence they came. 8. If Biden wins, he is going to have to undo all the damage wrought by the Trumpists, including reinstituting regulations against corporate polluters of our planet, to also protect animal species and natural lands from decimation. 9. If Biden wins, he is going to have to rejoin the Paris Climate Accords, restore the Iran-US nuclear deal, and get involved with the Trans-Pacific Partnership with some caveats. 10. If Biden wins, he is going to have to reform our lower federal courts and reform our Supreme Court. Regarding the Supreme Court, Biden must add 4 justices to the 9, making 13. This will include 3 liberal justices, so that the court will have 6 conservatives and 6 liberals. The 13th justice will be a moderate named Merrick Garland, who will serve as the swing vote. This configuration must be permanent in order to make sure we have a balanced and just court. And if possible, eliminate the lifetime appointment rule for federal justices, because frankly, ladies and gentlemen and friends, life expectancy is much longer than what it was back in our federal government of the 18th century. I think that the life expectancy was in the 40s back then. We can't have one group of justices ruining people's lives forever. 11. The 1619 Project is a good idea because it helps us to think of our country in a more realistic way. The way that exposes our nation's racism and reveals the path to eliminating it. In fact, all citizens of our country must learn about how we discovered this land and became what is now the USA, over the corpses of indigenous peoples. A free nation must be governed with justice, dignity, compassion, and truth. 12. If Biden wins, he must find a way to reunite the immigrant children at our southern border with their parents. Biden has pledged to do this the first thing. Good luck on Election Day and in the final results of the vote. I'm exhausted by the stress. I am concerned with how the Trumpists' contaminated Republican Party is attempting to undermine our election and suppress the vote. I am concerned with the rule of the thug if the creep manages to win again. A rule of violent, bullying, Nazi, racist scum. During the first year of the Trump plague, my wife and I took a train to Florida so that we could close her father's condo in the wake of his death. On the way back, I ran into another passenger who happened to be from the UK. He told me that he had faith in the goodness of our country, that he had faith that the good people who live here will eventually right all the wrongs of the tragic election of the fiend Trump. I would be able to relax more and feel less stress if I was 100% certain that he was right. In any event, please vote and get others to vote, because our lives and the life of our country are absolutely in the balance.